Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? Sweet Paddy from across the shock. I'm up here. I've set this up to do a wee sharpening video, and look, I know my sharpening videos are rubbish, but to be honest with you, I like every now and then just to throw them on because I keep it really simple, just so simple. And recently I've been playing about with stuff that I'm gonna like. I resharpen my EDC. Well, it just needs it. I never really blunt. Well, I never let my knives go blunt, but especially EDC, I don't use them that much. I mean, if I'm doing a lot of cardboard, I come back and I need to sharpen them. But most of the time I can get away with just putting them on a ceramic stone. So I've got a couple of options for you. And these are cheaper options than a lot that are out there. But honestly, they work for me. And it doesn't matter whether it's, you know, a £300 knife, a £50 Ashley, a cheap kitchen knife. This is the old Saboteur Professional, as they call it. It's one of the knife my wife uses. And I was sitting sharpening a lot of her knives, and this is the kit that I used. It's not really a big secret, but it might save you a fortune if you're willing to try something and just persevere for a couple of weeks, and you'll have it down pat, and then you'll never worry about sharpening a knife again. So I'll just start. This again, it's a Saboteur. It's one of the wife ones. This is normally the condition I get them in. Can't even get it to cut a wee bit. It's just not cutting, trust me. I'll cut that same bit of paper. That's as thin as the old receipt paper you can get. So what am I going to use in this? I'm going to use these. These are two little rods. They're out of the Lansky turn box, which you'll get two of these, one of these, and it sits up like this, and you can do your knives like that. I don't like doing that. It just never feels right to me. So recently I've been practicing so that I can use these without having the box, and they just sit, these two stones sit by my side over here. They're down, where am I? Oh gosh, I can never get this right either. Where am I? Over here, up here. Yeah, they sit in here somewhere. But so this is what I do. On one side, you've got the little bit of steel at the bottom where there's no, these are diamond. And if you're ever going to buy a Lansky turnback, get the diamond and the ceramic. They come in like a smoother, I think it is ceramic as well, but it's not a diamond cutting. It's more for that really fine edge that you want to put on something. This cuts through anything I've got, from this cheap, I don't know what that, £6 or £7 knife, up to a £300 hinderer. I'd use it on it just to sharpen it. If it's just starting to go a little bit dull, I can use it on this. So it'll do for anything. You just need to practice a wee bit. So I'll just show you what I do, and I'll try and make it sharp in front of you. So I just hold it like this. Now, I don't recommend people do it like this. Maybe you'd be better if you got a pair of leather gloves on. That would be the ideal, a pair of leather gloves on when you're doing it. I've done this for so long, and I practiced that I don't really cut myself. I'll probably cut myself now that I've said that, but here we go. It's a little knife. You've seen how blunt it is. My wife uses these, cuts on countertops, marble, boards, anything at all. And all I'm doing is holding an angle. Now, and the nice thing, my angles, right, are I use the same angle on everything I'm sharpening, and it's never going to be exactly the same, but it doesn't matter as long as it cuts, trust me. Well, it doesn't matter to me. So I just literally have that same angle. I hold it back and forward, come down, and I'm not leaning at all. This is a diamond stone. It will cut, especially cheap steel, but it will cut any steel as long as you just let it do the work. So I just keep it. I know I'm flopping back and forward a bit quickly, and you'll get like but in the beginning, you can hold it nice and steady. You can do it all like this till you get used to it. Now I just do it like this, but I make sure I go along the whole blade. And because this is rounded, as long as I lift up here, and I'm lifting away from it, I'm going to do it fast. You're not really seeing it, but I try to lift up. I'd rather have to sharpen the end, just the tip of it, than just round it over, because I still want to keep the point on the blade. So I don't know, what's that, about 10 goes? Let's have a look and see. With a little diamond stone, it doesn't take that long. You can see that getting sharper, so maybe needs another couple of little cuts. And you have to bear with me, it takes what it takes. You know, it was a blunt knife. And this is stainless steel. It's not carbon, and the thing is, I like, most of the time I use carbon knives. I'm carrying sort of my British Arthur Wrights, Ashley Harrisons, anything like that, Taylor's Eyewitness. Well, no, they do stainless, they don't do carbon anymore, bless them. So there we go, that's that done. I'll just give that a quick wipe over, let you see that it's starting to get sharper. There you go. And there might be a couple of little chips in the end of this knife. That's what happens when I leave my wife with a knife, so it doesn't bother me. If there's a couple of wee nicks in it, who cares? I don't believe in taking off any metal if you don't need to. And if there's a tiny wee nick on the end of a cheap knife, don't waste your energy. Just get it as good as you can. So, yeah, again, this is the ceramic stone. I just hold it in my hand. Again, I do it so often that it doesn't really bother me. And this, all this does then is just brings the edge down. I maybe look as if I'm pushing hard, but I'm not. I'm just going fast. And I just, all this is, I'm literally just sitting this on it basically and doing it as casual as I can. And you'll find out even them wee edges that might have been on that, they'll probably disappear now. And you can see even on the little ceramic, I don't know whether you can see that, I hope you can see the mark. These do take off metal, but very, very little. You know, very, very little metal. But you'll see it coming off, and all I use is one of the wee rubbers I got from Heine Haynes. It's a metal rubber, and it's for using on these sort of things to remove filings off the ceramic. Wee ceramic rubber, whatever they call it. I get mine on Heine, they're about £5, but they last a right length of time. So you can see there, hopefully, you can see that it definitely takes metal off, but not as much as the diamond. So there's that, and I would say this will be perfectly good to go in the kitchen. Yeah, can you see that? There might be the odd wee nick on it, but so that's it. I don't have to take out all the paraphernalia. I just lift them two from the side. That's that knife sharpened. So it's the, will I show you the box? Yeah, probably will. That would be easier, wouldn't it? Where is it? Yeah. There it is, the little Lansky turn box. You twist the end and you have two rods in there, a ceramic on one side, and you will have the diamond in the other, and you get two of them. So that's you. You'll not need any stones for years just for doing basic sharpening. It's a great way to learn. It's not reprofiling, it's just putting an edge back where the edge has gone off. So that can go in the drawer. And I'm not spending a whole lot of time on that because this is where they go in here. I just sit in there with my pen. This will be dull about 2 or 3 times after my wife has it, so there's no point spending a lot of time. And there is, yes, there might be a couple of wee nicks. I can actually see one wee nick there anyway, but it's sharp now. It'll cut anything. The next one I'm going to show you, another easy thing. This is C70 steel. This was a wee parts knife that I got from Ashley. Usually Ashley's customs only come with 01 tool steel minimum. Oh, come on. Oh, for goodness sake, I can't get it out. Oh, so this is the other one I use, and this is the, gosh, I can't think of the call it. It's not Lansky. Oh, it's a German. I'll put it down below if I haven't got it. This is a DC. This is a CC, not a DC. It's a CC sharpening stone, and it has a ceramic on the side, but this is rougher. This is for taking a wee bit of metal off. It's not very sharp. It's not very. This is for honing more than just sharpening. I suppose that's the word. And then I've got the ceramic to finish it off, and it'll give me a nice thing. This is the knife I'm going to use for this because it had been used and it hasn't been resharpened. So you can see the top bit's all right, but up at the tip is where it was used, and it's definitely going off. I can start it up there, but it's the tip, it's starting to go off. It's what I've got, and there you go. So in this one, I just hold this like this in my hand. These come with a little leather case normally, but I've had these for years, and I don't have the wee leather slip anymore. That's why I've got it shoved in just an ordinary slip. So here you go. This, I just get my angle exactly the same as before, and then I come down through it. And I'm in no rush to jump off the end with this one because I've got a thicker surface. So I just do the thicker surface. The other thing I like about these little flat stones, because the cutting edge was more from about there, you can see that middle of that blade to there, that's where it was dulled. So I just quite happy bring this down, and I'll just go back and forward over that end tip bit, and then I'll go right up to the top, and I'll come back down again, and then do that. And that way I'm getting that, I'm bringing the apex up to the end of it. On the other side, I'll do exactly the same. I'll just sharpen like this, take that burr off that side, and then I'll just move it back and forwards. And as long as I keep my wrist and my hand the same, I'm hitting the same part every time. As long as I don't move my wrist or my hand, just let it stay still. And I'm not putting any great grip, or I'm not putting any great pressure on it. So I'll do that. Take that little burr off it. That's all I'm trying to do with this, is get the little burr off, and then I'll go back to either side. And again, I don't know all these blooming fancy words for sharpening. I've been sharpening for years, freehand. I've had machines, I've had, you know, for doing reprofiling, I used to like the big machines. I don't even use them anymore. I do everything freehand. I can't be doing with all that palaver. All I want is to get my knife sharp, and then I'm happy. So let's just see how this wee knife is now. Let me see, and I'll probably make it worse. So yeah, it's sharp enough there. There you go, right down to the tip. Now, how long did that take? And that was pretty blunt at the end. So again, just turn it over, go onto the smooth side, and now I know it's the same all the way down. I don't have to do any of the up and down rubbing. I just nice and gently across it, and this will just really smooth it out. And all this is done, puts a bit of polish on it. If you like a bit of polish in your blade, you just go longer if you want the polish to get more shiny. You know what I mean? For a user knife, again, why worry? Because you just go and use it. You put all these really highly polished edges on, and the first cut and it's gone. Do you know what I mean? So this is just me, Paddy's talk. So there you go. It doesn't get much sharper than that. I don't need a knife any sharper than that. Again, very thin paper, and you've seen just how well that went through it. Right down to the tip. Perfect. So, and then if you want to get really fancy, I have so many strops about me, it's ridiculous, because I would rather strop. If I can get away with just stropping, I'll do that. So if I've used my knife a bit during the day, comes to the end of the day, I'll just give it a quick strop on a piece of leather, bit of green compound. This one I've got here has actually got 1 micron diamond on it. And I don't use that for carbon steel really. I'm only just doing that for this video. Normally I'll do that in my, you know, M390 or something like that if I want to just put that really sharp edge on it. Again, and then always check your knives before you go on to the next stone, or just look at that. It's actually razor sharp now. That's a perfect knife to EDC. So there you go. There's a couple of knives done in the space of a couple of minutes. A couple of different ways, whatever you want to do. But just very simple. Keep it simple, stupid is my motto. All right, Paddy's away. Hope you enjoyed this. Bye-bye now. Bye.